has steadily streamed ahead with strides and accolades, with only one mission: championing entrepreneurial success. This year again, our esteemed jury have chosen the best of the businesses that have made a mark. It's time for the most prestigious awards, the true hallmark of entrepreneurship. Welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow Awards. Presented by IDFC First Bank.
All right, welcome back. Thanks so much for staying with us on Buy Now, Sell Now. You just had the SEBI chairman speak about various aspects. Cheryl took you through all of them, but we've got our market guests joining in today. We've got Kunal Bothra as well as Ashish Maheshwari. Gentlemen, we'll kickstart the queries, but in fact, I'm sure that a lot of people are wondering this. What is happening with ITC? And I'm going to come to you first on this, Ashish. A lot of people have been talking about this for quite a while. The fact that ITC, while it has gained, it has lagged to a certain extent its peers, wondering whether or if it will ever catch up. That seems to be starting right now. Is there a fundamental basis to buy into the stock even at 230?
Yes, I agree. In fact, this was one of the most joked stock in analyst community also, when ITC will really start moving in. But what you say in Hindi, "Der aaye durust hai." So I'll go with this. And fundamentally, like, the two things have changed of late. First, the kind of valuation surge we have seen in other FMCG plays. This is again a company which is expected to show a 30% kind of CAGR growth in FMCG business in next 3 years. And another positive thing has happened, the kind of bullish commentary what chairman has given in their AGM, where they are even talking that they will be bigger than HUL in coming years. This has given a lot of confidence in the market. And another trigger is a foreign brokerage, which has increased the price target of 265 and given very robust picture as far as FMCG or hotels are concerned, along with $2 billion kind of investment, a new investment which ITC is proposing in FMCG and hospitality sector, etc. So all these factors have contributed towards today's rise, and still stock is below at 52-week low, and nowhere close to the kind of rally we have seen in peer set like HUL or Marico and Dabur. I think it has long way to go even from here.
A very long way to go even from here. There's a word coming from Ashish. Good morning, Ashish. Good morning, Kunal, to you as well. While most of the investors will be pretty pleasantly surprised, definitely Sagar is, he's written to us saying it's a surprise to see that move come in about ITC, but it'll be definitely a tough time for memers today, because the amount of memes that have been floating off late on ITC, that it's been stuck in that range of 220 to 224, definitely that's not the case. Are the charts telling you that there is a possibility of ITC sustaining this move, staying above the 230 mark now, Kunal?
Good morning, Cheryl. So, what happens is initial phase of a rally is always built with a lot of excitement, because, a stock tends to give you breakouts, which is more surprising, as such in terms of nature. But then you have to look at chart patterns, which gives you more objective kind of, price, directions as such. I think the chart patterns for ITC, just this breakout which has happened today is just exceptional, because the stock is confirming two kind of trends, for itself. One is a triangular pattern breakout, so it's ended a huge consolidation for itself. Whether you look at it from a short-term time frame, like a 7-8 month consolidation, where the stock has sprung up. So as you can see on the charts, I've marked up two very important points. So the first is a triangular pattern breakout, and the stock has confirmed those breakouts. And the second is what you can see is a upward trending, channel pattern breakout. And if the stock, even just retests the higher end of the trend line resistance, we could be looking at 270 to 280 as a potential target range for ITC. So it's, today's move of 230 plus for ITC may look like a bit overstretched, but what the charts are indicating right now that this could just be a more starting move for ITC, and there should be much more room on the upside going forward. So if the even if the minor upward trending channel pattern behaves in the fashion which is more classical and more textbook in nature, then we could be looking at least a 270 to 280 for ITC over the very near term. And if the long term pattern break also, as you can see that if the major falling trend line pattern breaks out, then we could be looking at the stock hitting back towards all-time highs as well over the next 1 to 2 years. So I think the game is set now for ITC, and for someone who probably thinks that he missed out, I think you can look to buy even at current levels.
All right, that's the view on ITC and certainly the stock to watch, the story of the day so far. Let's take the next question. This one's from Purna, and I'm going to choose Sarada Energy. Hopefully you have a view on this one. Kunal, Sarada Energy and Minerals, bought at levels of 776. Should they hold on right now or should they book out?
I think you can look to book out over here because the stock is going through a consolidation after almost 14 months of a very strong uptrend for Sarada Energy. I think from 110 or 112 levels or just sub 100 levels to 800, 840, which it tested last month. I think it's going to a patch of consolidation. So good time for I think viewers, investors who have probably entered into the stock earlier to try and book out profits and look for corrections to buy back again. I think closer to 550, 600 should be the first level where you can look to re-enter the stock.
What is that? Next query is coming in from Rajagopalan from Chennai, saying he's bought about 9,000 shares of Taneja Aerospace at 180 rupees per share 20 years ago. He wants to know what should he do. He's incurring losses. Taneja Aerospace, Kunal, do you track? Rajagopalan has been holding this for 20 years.
Well, I don't track the stock that often because I think if I'm not wrong, it's just BSE listed. The stock in the last 14-15 months has recovered from being a stock which was at 11 rupees or 12 rupees to now being, I think, at 65 or 67 rupees, if I'm not wrong, for itself. So I think in that sense, it's recovered quite well. Long-term charts are still into a recovery phase for Taneja Aerospace. So I would sense that maybe from a short-term basis, you can look at a further upside till 75, 78 levels for the stock. But I would suggest that have a trailing stop-loss mechanism. If you're looking to buy, if you're riding the stock, then have a trading stop loss. If you bought at lower levels, assumingly, then I would suggest keep a stop loss closer to 54, 53, for the stock and keep on riding up higher and trading your stop losses as and how the stock moves up higher.
Okay, gentlemen, do keep your answers as short as possible. We're running short of time today. Muthu Krishna's got a question on Tata Steel, and this one's for you, Ashish. This is Tata Steel long products. This is 48 shares bought at 1104. Would you suggest that he should hold on?
Yeah, I'll suggest to hold on. In this quarter also, we are expecting good set of numbers from all steel companies. You can continue to remain invested in this stock. From current level, I'm expecting around 10 to 15% upside once this quarterly numbers are out.
One is coming in from Krishna Prasad from Bengaluru. He wants to purchase Laurus Labs at current levels for the longer term. He's asking whether he should do so and go ahead with it. What's your take, Ashish? Laurus Labs, does it make sense to invest right now for the longer term?
Yes, for longer run, I don't see any issue because this is one of the premium play in particularly API segment. Only thing is the stock has seen very big run up as such in last 1 year. So that is why some profit taking is happening. But I'll suggest you buy in a staggered way where on every 20 rupee fall, you keep on adding more stock.
The next one's for you, Kunal. Soumitra is asking, any of these unlock ideas are standing out to you? Airlines, for example, or traveling booking stocks. EaseMyTrip is something that he pointed out, or maybe even a VIP. You don't need to talk about all of them. Anything that stands out to you on the charts?
In fact, Alex, EaseMyTrip was one of the recommendations which I had given in the morning show today from the mid cap, and the stock has jumped up, almost 15% plus. It's been a phenomenal move for this stock. So I think for the mid cap space, this has been one stock, and I was looking at the charts, in fact, yesterday quite interestingly, that the stock over the last 2 quarters has gained substantially from being a stock which was at 180 plus to yesterday's closing, I think at around 535 or 540 range for EaseMyTrip. I think it's done phenomenally well in the last 2 quarters, have gone through a very consistent kind of a price uptrend. So that was the hallmark feature of the trend, and which is why I had recommended the stock in today's morning, expecting that the stock would continue to move up higher and charge up convincingly about the 600 level. So would recommend this stock specifically. It's a buy on dips, and if you're in for a time frame of at least 6 months to 1 year plus.
All right, this one is coming in from Shai from Delhi, saying that which of these stocks can I enter? One is Happiest Minds, Mindtree or Coforge. Which of these stocks look good? Should I enter at the current price or should wait for some more correction? What's your take, Kunal? Happiest Minds, Mindtree or Coforge? Which one should Shai go ahead and invest in?
See, I think all three of them are good enough from a long term. So what you need to, frankly decide is that rather than just picking out one of the three, why not invest the same value into all three of these stocks? Because all three of these stocks have run up quite well, and they still have a lot of headroom on the upside, where you can look at stronger price potential over the next 2 to 3 years. So what I would suggest is that it's okay to have a basket of 2 or 3 stocks, rather than just having single-handedly or just pointing out or looking at one stock out of the three. Look at diversification of the stocks into these 3 key baskets, and then look at adding on dips if there are any corrections along the way. Like a 10% or 15% should be a good starting point for you to look to average it out further.
Okay, Syed is asking about Hindustan Copper. Is this a good time to enter the stock? Is this a good level? Is the downside capped at this point? Ashish, what do you have to say on the fundamentals?
Yes, fundamentally nothing wrong with Hindustan Copper, and with this recent development also, it's a good buy. And the way copper prices have moved, and almost they're standing at 52 week high, I think you can't go wrong in copper as such. But just wait for some more correction, in my view. And once you get 10-15% more correction here, then surely you can enter in the portfolio. Just don't buy today, wait for a couple of more.
All right, hang in there, gentlemen. We will actually take a detour from here and listen into what exactly SEBI chairman has to say in the Q&A.
Cycle. So there will be, of course, an arbitrage opportunity if it is being settled at T+1. Definitely that it will be cheaper to do that than T+2. So that arbitrage will be there, and I think that's a healthy arbitrage. And then people have to decide, taking into account other overall liquidity in the exchanges and pros and cons, where to stick. So I see no problem in that, and it doesn't lead to fragmentation of liquidity, because it is either that or this. So it's not that in the same script, in the same exchange, both are being allowed. So that doesn't affect the liquidity at all. About the FPIs, this has been going on for a year. Now, I am saying is that with the improvement in technologies and whatever in payment systems, in banking arrangement, it is something which one should wish to move forward to that. And if your systems need improvement, you should improve those systems. So I'm not here against FPIs or for domestic investors, but no one can argue that early settlement is always good. And in today's days of technology, to say that it is not at all doable or it is not possible, perhaps may not be correct. Someone has to do introspection. As I said, that T+3 to T+2 was 18 years back. Now to say nowhere else it has worked. Now the topic of this summit is what is the topic is that
building a new world, role of the financial market.
So we are building India for the financial world. So there is no harm in taking initiative in something. You can't really say it has not happened elsewhere. So how are you trying? There are many things we are trying, and in terms of the uses of technology in the payment systems and elsewhere, we are very good. I would not say we are the best, but we are quite ahead. So why not use it? Now, on the other side, on what you said, insider trading, details of what technology we are using, I may not be in a position to disclose, because it is something which we want to keep with ourselves. We don't want that, it is a gaming of the system starts as to what SEBI is doing. But I just want to assure you that whatever we are doing, we have credible evidence to say as to why we are doing, and we are doing with in the interest of the market, and we think that we should be effective in dealing with this problem. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Can I ask once again, Shilpi Pandey of the PTI? Shilpi, you will have to unmute yourself. There looks to be some sketched up. I'll move to Nayanthara of the ET now. Nayanthara.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving me a chance to ask a question. So I wanted to ask you two questions. One was to do with the recent developments that we have seen as far as shareholder activism goes. There have been certain instances of it. Would be interesting to see how the market regulators responding to that, sir. We would love to get your views. We'd love to know that update. And the second one, sir, there's been a big issue, and now we've heard positive commentary also coming in from the center as far as overseas listing goes. We've heard the Revenue Secretary also of late speak about any update you can give us, all these tech companies, etc., that want to list overseas.
So on the first one, shareholder activism, I think that is good for everyone, not that, and I would say that that's good for everyone, especially minority shareholders. So if shareholders are getting conscious as to if they are holding shares in a company, what is their role while voting on a resolution, no one can dispute that they should not be there. There could be an argument that whether they are rightly advised or not, but then that is up to them. If we say that investors have right to invest in F&O market, they can invest in risky trades, and they are investing in corporates. So, and they are adults, so they definitely have their own mind. So it is something which no one should find fault with, or should have any problem. So it is something which is very good, I would say, for the shareholders actually applying their mind and not going by the herd mentality and deciding on their feet as to what should be done in each of the resolution. That's very good. On the other one, on overseas listing, it is not really left in SEBI's domain. We came out with a basic framework, and we only had suggested about 2.5-3 years back to the government as to what should be the framework. But that was for the companies which are listed here also and also wish to get listed there, or wish to get simultaneously listed. And that is because we have jurisdiction over listed companies. But what you are speaking about is for the unlisted companies who wish to get listed abroad. So it is totally, the decision has to be taken by the Government of India. We have nothing to suggest or contribute in this. Thank you.
Thank you. May I now move to Brajesh Kumar? Brajesh, would you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir. सर ब्रजेश जी बिजनेस से सर मेरा सवाल आईपीओ मार्केट को लेकर के है, जिसमें से और एक सवाल है कि ब्रोकर्स को लेकर के। जो मेरा पहला सवाल है वो ये है सर कि क्या जो मौजूदा, चूंकि रिटेल इन्वेस्टर का पार्टिसिपेशन मार्केट में काफी एक्टिव है, काफी रिटेल पार्टिसिपेशन बढ़ा, जैसा कि आपने कहा, डेटा भी सजेस्ट करते हैं, तो क्या कहीं कोई थॉट ऐसा है कि जो आईपीओ में रिटेल का कोटा है उसको बढ़ाने पर कोई विचार किया जा रहा है? और दूसरा सवाल ये है कि हाल के दिनों में हमने देखा था और हमने एक्सटेंसिवली रिपोर्टिंग भी की थी इसकी, कि जो बहुत सारे इश्यूज आए थे खासतौर पर जुलाई और जून तक, वहां पर जो आईपीओ के प्राइस बैंड में अंतर था वो ₹1 या ₹2 का था। बहुत सारे इश्यूज आए थे, करीब दर्जनों इशू आए थे। तो उन पर क्या कोई पॉलिसी बनाई जा रही है कि ये जो प्राइस डिस्कवरी का मैकेनिज्म है, इसको जो फेल करने की कोशिश की जा रही थी उसको ठीक करने के लिए? ये हुआ पहला सवाल। दूसरा सवाल मेरा ये है ब्रोकर्स को लेकर के कि आपने एक्सचेंजेस के लिए तो पेनल्टी का प्रोविजन कर दिया कि जो अगर तकनीकी खामी होती है तो एक्सचेंज जिम्मेदार होंगे और उनके सीईओ जिम्मेदार होंगे, लेकिन ब्रोकर एंड पर भी बहुत सारी खामियां जो डेली बेसिस पे हमारे सामने आती हैं, बताते हैं कि जो ब्रोकर का प्लेटफॉर्म है